NXT is about to blast off to a new stratosphere. Noam Dar has arrived.
It has been a long time since we last spoke. The last time we spoke was the day after you won the ICW title, 4 years ago.
Yeah, 2019 or 20. Yeah.
A lot has changed since then.
What has?
I kind of wanted to start with your journey, really. Like a lot of people don't realize you've been in WWE for 8 years now, nearly 9 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've been doing this for 15 years. So how has that journey been for you?
It's funny because when I signed to WWE, I felt like I was leaving the independents prematurely. I felt like I had a lot to accomplish internationally that I wanted to do before coming to WWE. WWE was always the final goal. And I had, if you had asked me when I was 18, 19, what my trajectory was, or my estimated trajectory, it would have been independence, Japan, and then maybe come to WWE, late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
Right now, as we're talking, I'm 30 today. I've been in WWE for 8 years, and it's been a roller coaster, and to avoid too many cliches, but it has been a roller coaster in a wonderful way. And now I'm in a position where all that time and energy that's been put in from independence to WWE to right now, I'm in a position where I'm about to blast off to a different stratosphere here in WWE, and I'm excited for that next step in this journey. And I'm still young, fresh, energetic, ready to go.
Could you have imagined when you made your debut at the Cruiserweight Classic all those years ago that you would have not just done that, but you've done Raw, you've done NXT, NXT UK, 205 Live, even you've done everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only one that I haven't wrestled on is SmackDown. I've been on SmackDown for appearances, but I haven't competed on SmackDown yet. I would like to do that. Yeah. And it's interesting you bring that up. Me and can't remember who, someone I was talking to had mentioned the same thing. Like, hey, you're probably one of the only guys that has done NXT, NXT UK, 205 Live, Raw, main event. Even Level Up, we've appeared on there a few times. So it's been fun to collect them all, for sure. I'm definitely getting all the achievements unlocked, but I'm now ready to elevate into bigger prizes.
Do you see yourself as a veteran, or do you still see yourself as that young guy that's got everything to give?
For sure, I try and keep a bit of a white belt mentality, just to keep myself always learning and curious and eager, which is kind of my natural state anyway within WWE and within wrestling. There's moments where me being a veteran is highlighted to me or shown to me through, different circumstances, situation, and different moments in matches or whether it's promo stuff. I realize there is a lot of vet within, so to speak, but I'm definitely integrating it with the enthusiasm that I have today, and like I said, there's nothing that I feel that I'm entitled to, and there's nothing that I feel like I'm just expecting to fall in my lap without working.
It kind of seems like you're about to work your way to your biggest moment in NXT with Metaphor and with the NXT title. What's the kind of thing that you're hoping to bring to the table now, especially with that potential NXT title shot ahead, in the future?
What I feel like I'll bring to the table in this position is just a complete package, and I don't use the word just lightly there. The complete package. I feel like I can talk, I can walk, I can wrestle with the best of them, I can strike, I can do whatever is needed for me. I can, whether it's in there to do 20 minutes or I'm in there to do 2 minutes, it's almost irrelevant to me. I give the same energy to everything I do. And once I put myself in these positions that are coming to me very soon, then that will be even more evidence for people to see exactly that what I'm saying today and what I have been saying is true.
It kind of looks like you're having a lot more fun with Metaphor than you've had in a long time. I would probably kind of compare it to when you and Shaw Samuels were together, and because that was just chaos, but hilarious.
Yeah,
chaos.
it was the best.
Like, how much fun is it being with the metaphor, and what are the four of you together kind of learning from each other, and I guess kind of building?
Well, fun is a very important word, because that was one of the main values that we wanted to make sure that as a group, as a collective, that we would live up to that, and not have fun in the sense of being lackadaisical and not caring and not, taking it seriously. Fun in the sense of we're doing things our way, and by doing things our way, it energizes us. It keeps us in our passion. It keeps us authentic. Ultimately, authenticity is very important to us as a four, and with that authenticity and with that enjoyment, that's the platform in which we build onto bigger and better things. The dynamic between us is interesting. So obviously, me and Oro Menza know each other from NXT UK, and we developed a friendship over there at that time, and I always respected him as a professional. Lash Legend came over to NXT UK, and we had it off right there, and there was definitely a connection. And Jakara Jackson is someone that I've didn't meet until I came here, but we had it off instantly, and her and Lash were good friends. So that coalition together between us, I think many people believed it seemed like an odd group or a mismatch, but that's irrelevant to us. What's relevant to us is how well we get on, how important we take it, and how much effort we show that importance.
I think one of the things people kind of not look back with great fondness on is NXT UK, but it kind of gave you that.
Sorry to interrupt. Can I ask you why people look back on it? Like, why do you think that?
I would say more the BT studio era, when it felt very forced, a lot of it. To the fans.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I would say when people kind of look at you and look at the NXT Heritage Cup and that kind of thing, and even the main roster with Dragunov and all that, I think people are starting to change their opinions of it. How much did NXT give you, especially now when that has it's kind of the same thread as to where you are today?
NXT UK for me saved my WWE career, not necessarily in the sense of that, hey, if I don't go there, that I'm out of the door. It was more from a sense of, for my own proactive approach to my career once NXT UK was established and is doing, and like I told you earlier, I had felt like I'd left independence, prematurely. So when that opportunity opened, and I pushed to be put in NXT UK to swap rosters, because I knew the opportunity was there. I knew the opportunity for someone like myself would be able to have more space to develop, which was, what I signed up for when I came to WWE when I was 22. But the cruiserweights, the 205 group, we essentially skipped the development process, or we skipped NXT, which a lot of people at the time thought that was so cool. Like, oh, hey, you guys go straight to main roster, blah, blah, blah. But I was, sold on a developmental deal at 2022. When WWE spoke to me about Cruiserweight Classic, they had specifically said, this is not a long-term thing. We're bringing you in to do this tournament. We have you positioned for 4 shows or 4 tapings, and then that's it. So once obviously that changed as the classic was going on, and I was given that opportunity, that's what my head was plugged into. And then when I came here after a month or two, we were now doing Raw, we were now doing 205 Live, which was an extremely amazing experience and a very different developmental experience, if you will, a lot more on the job. But with NXT UK, I saw that not only could I be more myself and show the WWE universe and show, WWE in itself, hey, this is me when you let me be actualized. This is me when you let me perform and show up as me. And if you guys don't like it, and it doesn't feel right, then at least you've seen what feels true to me, right? Rather than trying to do whatever I was doing and just find my way and kind of be scared to walking on eggshells. Very much, to use another cliche, as much as I try and avoid cliches, walking on eggshells is a perfect one. NXT UK allowed me to mature, develop, become an adult within the company. I think the fans saw that, and also to present myself in a way that feels not only true to me, but in a way that I feel like I'm giving the audience and WWE everything that I have creatively, and we'll see where the cards fall.
Yeah. I guess WWE now is a very different place when you first came in, especially with the international shows. And obviously, you've got Clash at the Castle coming up in Scotland. And you could very well be NXT champion, maybe going into that. So,
That would be
how
lovely.
much is that something that you are kind of aiming for?
It's an ultimate sentiment, and it sounds amazing and it sounds picturesque. It sounds like literally a fairy tale of going back to Glasgow, a sold out Clash at the Castle as NXT champion. You know, with the journey that I've had and the journey that I'm on right now. But me, honestly, I'm not seeing past that potential championship match. I cannot look past it. Like if I keep moving in the direction that I'm moving and I want to move in, and I get what I deserve, which is a title shot, there's nothing exists for me after that. So everything, all my focus, energy, my aim is specifically to that moment, because that's what I need to bring to it. And if everything goes the way I want it and the way I believe it to, then yeah, absolutely, that's an opportunity that's on the table. But as much as I want to romanticize that, and I do agree with you, I think could be the most special moment for my career, and maybe one of the most important moments of that show. But right now I'm locked in on the NXT Championship, and everything else is secondary. It's noise at the moment.
I mean, even if not NXT champion or whatever, how much do you want to appear on that card anyway, just to perform in front of your hometown crowd in that kind of a stadium?
Of course, absolutely. Like WWE, like you said, WWE's changed a lot since I've been here. And there was always shows in the UK. Even like I debuted on Raw, like in Glasgow, which was special to me. So that would definitely be a full circle moment. But for something of this brevity and importance to come to Scotland and to come to the Hydro is huge. It's everything. And I don't think the superstars realise what type of, bear pit they're going to step into in front of a Scottish audience when you give the Scottish audience that level of a show and that level of importance. So to be there in any capacity, from a personal perspective, to be there in any capacity, whether it's just to watch or support, it would be everything to me. But to be there in a professional sense, it will be very encouraging for me and motivating and reaffirming that every decision made has paid off, and it will just provide me another platform of realizing, like, okay, cool, this is what's happened after this amount of time. Let's keep building into the future and see what comes.
So, last wrestling question before I want to talk about football for a brief.
Yay!
When you look back at the Noam from like 2016 when you first joined, and you look at you now, what's the biggest difference?
It's knowing how to seize opportunity is something that's came with age. And I'm not going to call myself wise, but at least there's some type of whispering of wisdom every now and again in the back of my skull. And a lot of that helps me really focus and understand on each opportunity as exactly that, and to know how to give everything to them. Again, I know that sounds cliche, but when you're 22, 23 and everything's coming at you, 110%, and there's so many different things pulling you left, right, up, down, a lot of distractions, it's easy to just get lost in that sauce, and that will blunt, or at least it did for me, it blunted my sharpness in certain moments, in the sense of mental sharpness of understanding what something is and what it wasn't. So I would say that I'd feel like I'm much more deadly in that sense, in and out the ring.
Right. Rangers. Let's talk about football.
I think we've run out of time, Joel.
Where does your love of Rangers come from? And what did you make of the Old Firm derby that just took place?
Well, I feel like this could have been a season that we could have done it. We had a lot of special moments, and Clement has done really well, I think, for the most part. And it's good that it's competitive again, that it's coming down to the last Old Firm of the season. And Celtic are always going to show up as Celtic in these moments. what got me into Rangers. So originally I was an Ayr United fan, which at the time they were first division. I think they're still first division, but they've jumped up and down. And I used to go with my grandpa every Saturday afternoon. And that was really what hooked me to Scottish football and live football. And then Rangers just came as essentially like how most people become fans in Scotland. It's a proxy for the environment or the community that you're in. So the area that I was in, the west coast of Scotland, it was very Rangers predominant. So a lot of people that I went to school with, my friends that I was playing football with every day, the people that were in my football team, it was mostly Rangers. So that is kind of what hooked me in, so to speak. And then, once you choose, that's it, you're locked in.
There's also another famous Rangers fan in WWE, obviously Drew.
Yeah.
Do the two of you watch games together?
We haven't since been here. We have in the past when we've been on tour for like ICW and stuff. He lives about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from me. Right, it's an early rise. You need to get up at 7 a.m. to watch your team get beat. It's not that enthusiastic of an experience, Fair
enough. And last question: have you kind of tried to introduce Rangers to any of the metaphor and what have they made of it?
Well, Oro Menz is a huge Chelsea fan, so it's hard to get him past that. Then Lash and Jakara, no, we haven't really spoke about soccer too much. But I think I've done a lot of subliminal messaging to them by wearing Rangers tops here, there and everywhere. So maybe next time I go home, I'll get them some supplies.
Fair enough. All right, brilliant. Thank you very much for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Adam.
There's levels to this, and I'm the top. Check, please.